Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel, I'm ForClassic and welcome to BenchART. So for today what we do have needed is WRC 9, a game developed by Kivatune, and it is using their in-house technology called KT Engine. So Kivatune are the developers of WRC since the 5th title, so they developed the 6th one, the 7th one, the 8th one, and now the 9th, the Nymph. Alright, and here we go. Let's take a look on the settings. So I'm running the game at 720p using the low preset for post-processing and low preset for graphics, and this is exactly the settings that I do recommend. So looking to the requirements, you can see that the game it is asking for a GTX 650 1GB. Not really sure where the MX130 with 2GB GDDR5 stands, but what I do know is how it performs thanks to the tests that I have. So all these results that I will be displaying in here are applied to the MX130 with GDDR5, but also the GT940 MX with GDDR5. Keep that in mind. So I decided to test the game with low settings in two different stages. Alright, so one in New Zealand with dawn time of day and clear weather, and another one in Finland, raining and also at dawn. So with the low settings I got an average of 56 frames per second with the 1% low 47. It wasn't really perfect, but it was smooth enough to be very enjoyable, and the low settings doesn't look that bad. Although I do agree that the difference in graphics between medium and low it is kind of big, but the issue is, since the difference in graphics it is kind of big, there is also a big difference in performance, and at medium settings, the average of 34 frames per second with the 1% low of 29, it is not really something that I do recommend. Consoles do also run this game at 30 frames per second, but honestly, even on PC, despite you can play at 30 frames per second if you want, like the consoles, I don't really recommend, because I can notice a huge difference in gameplay. Just running the game clearly above 30 frames per second, more close to the 60 than playing at 30. So my recommendation for this game it is to try to stay close as possible to 60 frames per second. That's my rule for this game, because again, despite the consoles does run this game at 30, there is a huge difference in gameplay and physics if you play the game more close to 60. It is way more enjoyable. That's my own opinion about it, and I do hope you stick with it. But if you want a 30 frames per second experience, you can go with medium settings, and if you have higher drops, you can drop a setting or two from medium to low if you want. But let's talk now a little bit about what does this WRC 9 brings new to the table. WRC 9 doesn't change that much from WRC 8, and honestly I'm not really a fan of this gameplay. I'm probably more in line with the Codemasters work. Alright, I do love Dirt Rally, but still I'm not saying that WRC 8 or 9 it is bad. It is a good game, but gameplay wise, if you are kind of adept, or I don't know, if you always play Dirt or Dirt Rally, which are very different games though. Dirt Rally it is a full simulation game. If you always play Dirt Rally and you are going to jump to WRC, you are going to notice a big difference in, well, physics. Alright, that's mostly the biggest thing. The biggest difference it is really the physics, and I can't really enjoy WRC because on my mind I keep comparing it to Dirt Rally. That's the issue, because Dirt Rally in my mind it is simply perfect, and WRC in my mind it is simply not. I don't really enjoy the physics engine, but honestly WRC 9 done a great job revamping even further the physics comparing to WRC 8, so they are always going on a better route than they had before. So if we compare WRC 9 to all the predecessor games, we see that Kivatune have been always improving over time. Each year there is a new WRC game coming out, and they are always improving over the predecessor game. So who knows, sometimes they will catch up to Dirt Rally. We don't really know about that, but still they are doing a great job improving. There are tons of stages in this game, which is a very good extra. We have tons of tracks, tons of different environments, and it even have my country, which is Portugal. So amazing. A lot of tracks there though. Alright, so guys, I think that's all that I want to talk about WRC9. Basically, if you play WRC8, WRC9 doesn't really change that much as expected, since it's only a 1 year difference, and they didn't really revamp it that much, which is something that on WRC8 they really revamped the game a lot with tons of new stuff, but WRC9 it is just small improvements and fixes comparing to WRC8. Alright, so guys, I think that's all again that I want to talk about WRC9. Hope you keep enjoying the rest of the video, and I do hope to see you soon. Goodbye.
And left 4 cut, and right 4 small cut. And left 4, and right 5 80. Caution, hard brake for hairpin left. Over tarmac and flat left over 80. And flat right long into finish. Left 4 over crest open, into flat left jump, and left 4 over crest long, into right 5 short over crest and flat left, for crest into right 5 long, tightens 4 short 30, left 4, and right 4 keep in very long over crest 30. Left 5, keep into right 4, tightens over crest. Into left 5, short, 30. Right 4, keep into big jump over crest, 100. Caution, left 4, hard brake, tightens 2, don't cut, 100. Left 5, keep into crest, jump, 30. Right 4 tightens over crest and left 5 keep in, tightens over crest 80. Right 4 very long, tightens into jump over crest. And left 4 opens 50. Flat right over crest, jump 50. Jump maybe 30. And right 5 tightens short in crest 30. Into right 5 over crest, big jump opens. And flat left tightens 5, 50. And left 4 over bumps into crest jump. Left 4 short, keep in and flat right and caution 40. Right 3 over crest 30. Caution, right 4, short bumpy over crest 200. Left 4 short over crest 50. Over crest right 5, keep into flat left long, tighten 3, don't cut. For crest into right 6, keep into left 5 short. And right 3 opens long. And right 5 short. And jump over crest 60. Caution, right 3 tightens 80. Keep left over crest into right 4 short. Keep left over crest into right 4 short. And left 6 short 30. Crest, keep middle over jump into flat left 50. Right 6 bumpy over crest into left 3 medium, opens 30. Caution, hard brake for left 2, don't cut. Into flat right over crest 30. Left 5 over crest 70. Left 4 short 100. Jump over crest into flat right, tightens 5, keep in 30. Right 3 tightens, keep in over crest 30. And crest into left 5, keep in 30. Right 4, keep in 30. Right 4 long. Into flat left, short 300 over bumps for finish.